And even when you look at the valuation, you can only trend available data on the producing asset. You are assigning 48 leases to Agyapa, and we have only 12 projects on those lists. There can be many, many projects on those leases in the future. So if you use revenues or royalties from the 12 projects to do your estimation and your valuation, of which even in that space, you are still undervaluing the asset, what do you do with the future projects that will come on that concession, for which the investor will still benefit, because we have codified the geographic location of these 48 leases into an agreement and assigned the interest to Agyapa in this transaction. So what that simply means is that any investor who puts in money because of projections on the 12 project stands to benefit, even if we get hundreds of projects on the 48 leases into the future. And our position is that it's not a simple cash book financial analysis that you can do to be able to estimate what potentially we can get. And the numbers are there. If you track, even on the 12 producing assets, you realize that the companies every year discover more gold and the timelines of the project extend. And that is why, the sponsors of the transaction, which again exposes the process, were smart to say that as long as gold can be extracted from those leases, Agyapa has an interest in it. So it is deceptive for anybody to say that, oh, we have 5 or 15 years time frame. And that is not in the agreement. The agreement states that as long as gold can be commercially extracted from these leases, by giving us $500 million, these investors have up to 49% stake on these leases. And that is really worrisome, all right? And if you track back to the process where they're inviting us to see that the people who engineered the whole process, from the establishment of the MIF Act to the agreements that subsequently ensued, it is the same people who knew what they wanted from this transaction, all right? And we cannot pretend we do not know at this point. And I think civil society have to do a good job of now also getting into that process to expose why some of these problems are emerging, for which, nobody wants to listen and engage on the intellectual basis why Ghana cannot take a less risky asset and inject it into the kind of risk and assumptions that we are being exposed to.